No, it doesn't.
Part 2.
Show day, Wednesday, 9:50 a.m.
This is this is the first day too, wasn't it?
This was the first day.
Should we reintroduce ourselves?
I think we just do it for every episode.
Okay.
No.
You were yeah. I think after this we filmed the Tommy stuff.
Really? That was the first day?
Yeah, we did.
I don't remember that far back, like what we shot and in what order. I remember that we shot podcast 1 and 2 2 days apart or something. Like,
Yeah.
pretty close together. Or in the wrong order.
I just made myself yawn.
Nice. Great. It's not like it's
And Josh
107
is
degrees
yawning.
down here. I love this.
Yeah.
It is contagious.
It is.
You got any cereal? No.
So mad.
You were.
Us laughing is not actually commentary.
You're not on the bill, so you're not.
But I think it's funny.
This is
Michael Friedland.
Michael C.
Michael Clark
This
Friedland.
is my stalker, just kidding. Just kidding. Mike is a really nice guy.
When we saw a few months after this, we all got together for a table read of one of the following episodes, and he had hair and glasses and said hi to me as soon as I walked in. I had no idea who he was.
I thought he was Stanislavski when I first saw him.
Yeah, he looked like some sort of 19th century Russian author. It was really bizarre.
Listen, I don't know how to say this. So
Yeah, we filmed the
like
Ronnie Tommy scenes for episodes 1 and 2 back to back.
Ronnie is getting ready for her gig at Studio 54
Yes.
that night.
That's right. I
She's,
decided early on
she's a
Ronnie
backup dancer for
probably has
Gloria
an odd
Gaynor.
sense of taste. Much like myself, since those are all my clothes.
Hold on, we got 14 people talking here.
Look at the disco inferno that is Ronnie's top.
I think it rocks. And what did you say about Ronnie's taste?
I said I decided early on Ronnie has an odd sense of taste, much
Where-
like my own, since those are all of my clothes.
Where is she going here? Where?
To the
where was
podcast.
she?
Going to the podcast.
She's going to the podcast.
No, she's going to
dressed like-
Studio 54 to
No, but you.
Yeah,
blow lines of cocaine
Yes.
with
Have you seen this
Casey
episode?
Kasem.
She wears that top. At
Yes,
podcast
I
for the
wear the
podcast.
top.
Yeah.
Oh, it
It's
looks
not
a
all
lot.
sequins. It's just sequins on the sleeves.
It looks a lot more fabulous in this scene. I didn't know she was at the podcast looking like a slut.
Yeah, totally. That's what
I just accused
No, in
Casey
person,
Kasem
the
of
top's a
having
lot
a
more
cocaine
subtle.
habit. I don't know if you. I don't know if you caught that. Casey Kasem, if you're listening.
There we go.
Alright,
Joe
I heard
Young
Brian
and
Frank.
Brian Frank.
Okay, so this was shot in when? November?
December.
It was December.
This was December.
But it was early
Wild.
December. It was like the first
Yeah.
weekend of December.
I want to say December 4th because I was
While
It was early in December.
Joe was still doing Bloody Bloody Andrew
Yeah,
Jackson
but-
on Broadway.
But he wasn't going on.
And I love the fact
at
that the
least
bodily fluid line has gotten more people to say to me, "Are they gay?"
Huh?
Yes.
And I'm like, "No, they're not." But if you listen to the podcast, you'll find out that they're not.
Brian's engaged.
Engaged,
Yes.
and Joe is
And
married.
Joe is married.
And they both have fabulous ladies.
Was
in their
he?
lives.
Was he married here? He was married here.
Joe?
Yeah.
Joe was
Yeah.
married when he was
Okay.
yeah.
And they bring such a great oddness. So this was filmed in December, and we were going to do the podcast in January. And because of schedules, something came up, and we had to rewrite the entire scene.
And we have not even given proper notice that this is Mark Melkoff's apartment.
Oh yeah.
That's right.
We're filming
Cal's
in here.
apartment is Mark Malkoff's apartment. That's correct.
Hence all the amazing artifacts on the wall.
So now all his
This was a
stalkers
bit
know what
of
his house looks like.
bit
Thanks,
of
guys.
genius on the part of Erin Gould.
Because this part of the scene, this scene that you're seeing right this second, was shot in January.
In January. Or 23 minutes later.
And
I'd
Joe
like you to think that.
had to shave, and he called me 2 days beforehand and said, I had to shave for the play that I'm
For
in,
Bloody Bloody Andrew Jackson.
and I'm so
No,
concerned.
he
He
had
went
to.
on closing weekend.
Oh, I
As
thought
John
he
Quincy
had the
Adams, who's
beard
the
for the
babyface
show.
one. He had the beard for the show because he was understudying a bunch of. Did you see the show?
Yeah.
He was understudying a bunch of guys who did have beards, so they needed him to have it just in case. But one of the characters he was understudying was John Quincy Adams, who was like the baby-faced comedian of the group.
Yep.
And he was the guy who was going on vacation,
Joe.
closing weekend, and Joe needed to fill in for him, so he needed to shave.
Got it.
So Joe
and then
called
he was
me.
gonna have to go back, but the show closed anyway, so
Yeah.
he was done.
So Joe called me 2 days before we filmed. They
Dun,
said I shaved,
dun.
and so I
Whoops.
wrote this rough scene, and then we all together kind of tooled it up a little bit and added some things here and there.
Just totally putting it out there. What? And we're rolling. Don't ask too many questions.
Give up, people. Just give up now.
Don't ask too many. It's all explained. It's perfect. All right, let's hear from the top again. Oh God.
Is Joe all right up there? I'm sure he's fine. Okay. He's been up there a really long time. No, I'm sure it's nothing. Here's Joe.
Sorry about that, guys.
Did you shave?
Yeah. And I borrowed one of your shirts.
Why?
I wanted to look good for the interview.
You do know this is an audio interview, right?
Yeah. How he rolls.
I'm sorry, why did you borrow one of my shirts?
I changed my hoodie. For the show.
Why did you change your hoodie for the show?
And we're rolling.
And I think it's the biggest laugh in the entire episode, and it works out so well.
I remember, Josh, you saying the day we were shooting this, if you're an actor or you've ever been involved in film production at all, you know exactly why we had to write the scene the way it is.
Yeah.
Like, you know exactly that we're covering, quote, trying to cover for the fact that he had to shave for some other reason.
I love that.
It's not like we wrote it and planned it this way.
Now, right now in this scene, I'm outside the door on the stairs.
See, the shirt's not that bad.
Naked.
Fondling yourself.
Fondling myself naked.
This is racy stuff.
With my teddy bear.
That's
Wow. The 10 o'clock gets a little blue.
Oh, yeah. First half of the episode, commentary, nice and clean. Second half, when the Smirnoff Ice kicks in.
That's right.
And
It's
and the
sneaky.
heat.
You don't really taste the alcohol. We are drinking Smirnoff Ice. You don't really taste it, and then you get to the bottom and you're like, that feels
Casters,
nice.
brought to you by Smirnoff Ice.
I've pissed myself twice already.
Jason, do your radio voice.
That
Oh,
crisp,
Jason, you want to
cool-
comment on the book?
right.
to your left?
To my left is a copy of Sammy Davis Jr.'s "Yes I Can," or
I haven't seen in
something
months. What
like
happened
that.
to it? I was
How would he
upset
say
when
it?
it stopped appearing.
"Yes I Can, babe." Next to my iPhone, and that
was
book
a
was
running
supposed to be in
joke.
every single podcast
Because it was always sitting
we
in the
did,
corner.
and it only made it into 2 podcasts, and then I think Erin sold it in a garage sale or something.
Along with the redheads of Playboy from the 60s.
No, Redheads from Playboy in the 60s is still
the
here.
other classic
Good.
book that we like to
Find
promote
it.
on this show.
I'll be right back.
I'll be outside on the stairs.
Show me where you sit on the stairs while I read the book.
In the Erin Gould Memorial Fondling Spot. Or as I call it, the Masturbatory.
Mr. Which is the name of my 5th album.
The Masturbatory.
I can't breathe well enough to actually laugh at that, but it's unbelievable. Don't get sick, folks.
I remember having an argument with Rodney about this shot. About this angle here.
Just this one?
Yeah. Well,
It
because I
was
knew
the
exactly how I wanted to
high-tension
cut it,
set.
and it was trying to I was like, just trust me, I know how it's gonna play, and but he does. I mean, he does a great job, and that's the last I'll say of it. And this sets up a running gag through the series that he's getting this mysterious person for the show.
There's
Sequence.
that top. Yeah, there's
Yeah,
that
see,
top.
it's just like a little bit of sequence on the shoulder.
I will
It's not huge.
survive. I will survive.
Oh, and this was the day that my eye got red, isn't it?
Yeah.
My eye got red for no apparent reason in the middle of the day. I wasn't sick.
Probably
I didn't have
because
pink
we'd
eye.
been
It was red
filming
about
for
a
like
week.
14 hours.
No, it didn't hurt. And it was just my left eye. It went red, and so for the rest of the day, every scene we shot with me, my eye is flaming red, and it's so annoying.
Did you rub poop into your eye?
Again.
Yes.
How about you,
I'm
Cal?
sorry.
Coming to the gig? 9?
Cal is not lying. He's merely covering for his sickness.
That's
He's
some really obvious acting, Jason.
laryngitis.
I'm kidding.
I really like Mark Malko's apartment.
Thief! Burglar! She's not carrying keys. Is she?
She put it in her bag.
I missed that.
It was on the stairs. We
I
didn't
just
film it.
remember seeing her walk in. He's not expecting her though.
There's kiss number 43. And she spent quite a while feeling
Jason,
my
are you
stomach.
gay?
I guess the truth has to come out at some point.
She's a toucher.
Your girlfriend is a beard, isn't
She does not have a beard.
she? No, she most certainly does not. She's all woman.
Now, the music that comes up right after this, Con Hansen, our sound guy, complained about the fridge hum. in this scene so much. And when I put the scene together, it was really prominent, and you can also hear it in the scene that follows
Do you
this.
use that as the bass tone for the music?
That was yeah.
Holy crap!
Because it was.
I'm gonna have to go back and watch it again. Then.
It was just kind of like, oh wait a minute, that's kind of ominous, and so I made this little musical piece, and then I put it away, and then when I finished editing the scene, I said, let me see if this fits, and I put it over it, and it was just like, oh wow, this fits. I didn't even have to trim or fix anything. It was one of those really great coincidences. But this was filmed in November, and then I think this was in November, and then right after this was in December.
You mean the second half of the scene?
The second half of the scene, yeah.
Interesting, I didn't realize that. Why did you film it two different?
I think it was just scheduling.
Just timing.
So yeah, so here's the
too late.
music. It's just kind of low.
Dude, as a musician, you always talk about like harmonizing with vacuum cleaners and fans and all that kind of stuff. I think it's brilliant that you actually use the hum of the fridge.
She's talking to you, Josh.
Oh. Donna found elbow deep in sluds.
Oh my god.
Now we actually had a
my
discussion.
God.
Yeah, I went
PG.
there.
PG.
Episode 1, Part 2. And we're
We
rolling.
we should probably rate the commentary.
I remember kind of having a discussion with Erin when I first read this script because it's really not clear what Cal is looking at it by the end of this episode. And I said, well, it could be many things. I think it could be, it could be pornography, but it also could be, maybe he's searching for family members that he's not supposed to talk to.
Oh, Lord,
or,
no.
Or maybe he's looking at elbow deep in sluts.
And it turned out to be the latter.
I have to tell you, I was in a relationship that was severely damaged because of pornography addiction, and so to see this addressed in something means a lot to me because I feel like even women's media tends to coat over it like, oh, it's not a problem and you should be fine with it. And it's like, I would never push my beliefs on anyone, but having experienced something that was really destroyed and negative because of it,
And that
I think
music,
it's an important issue.
that music here, this is
Joe Young.
Joe Young.
Yeah. Well, the thing that you're saying is that I've seen some quote unquote representations of sex addiction on TV, and I've heard people talk about it, and I realize a lot of people think it's one thing, and it's not. And I've known some people that have been affected by it, and I just felt we had an opportunity to say something with the show.
It's something that's not addressed, and I don't think that you're preachy about it. I appreciate the way it's handled. Everybody's got an issue, and this is his issue.